Alani Adidiji. I will be presenting with the topic which is business communication skills and strategy. I'll be highlighting what communication is. Communication is an essential part of the business life. Businesses have to communicate to people at different levels of the organization within and external to the organization. Need information to convey ideas, strategies, and goals of the business to the employees, for instance. The growth, the strategies that they will need to build up the company. They need it to also communicate with their customers as regards the offers they bring to the company or to the environment. Then lastly, they communicate with their stakeholders as how to improve the business, how to gain new market, and many more. The summary of this communication is the fact that communication needs to be effective in all businesses.
My name is Barola Lydia Wonola, and I'm going to be talking about this slide. In order to achieve an effective communication, there are important skills you need to be able to communicate with your customer, your supplier, or any other person you're doing business with. Firstly, you should be an active listener. You should be able to listen to what the other person is saying and understand it effectively. Secondly, you should be able to make impromptu decisions, because in business, anything can happen that you do not foresee. So you have to be able to put yourself together and make a decision. Thirdly, you should be able to resolve conflicts. In a business, people can have different in opinion, so you should be able to come together and talk about it and solve the problem. Firstly, able to negotiate with others. You should be able to have conversation with others regarding what you are talking about, and you should be able to solve it. Lastly, you should be able to convey your own ideas involving the particular topic you are talking about in the business. Thank you.
My name is Adenopo Kehinde Damilola, and I am explaining this template. There are various communication skills that are adopted in a business organization. We have the listening skills, the reading skills, the speaking skills, and the writing skills. The main purpose of listening in communication is to obtain information and also to enhance productivity, while the main purpose of reading in communication is to obtain knowledge and also to correlate the silent points for future use. The purpose of speaking in communication is to inform, to persuade, and to entertain, while writing is the conversion of those messages through written symbols, for example, email, memos, and written agendas. Thank you.
My name is Fatasi Miramomomi. I'm here to talk about speaking skills. As my colleague earlier said, I would like to highlight more on what speaking skills entails about in a business. So what does speaking skills mean? Speaking skills is an art of communicating meaningful words to a target audience or to a consumers. To be able to network to professionals, investors, and shareholders and stakeholders, because without it, you won't be able to reach your goals and be able to without the speaking skills, a business or an employer or an employee won't be able to reach the goals of the organization. And speaking skills entails being able to communicate effectively and efficiently. Effective speaking in an organization means using one's voice, words, and body language. The way a person sounds shows a person's emotional states. Whenever, if a person sounds harsh, they might tag the person as rude. How an employer interacts with an employee says a lot. If an employer's voice is so high or so low, they might tag the person as rude, and the business won't be able to achieve the goals, and the goals organization is to make profits.
My name is Kutai Daniel Oluwalano, and I will be presenting this slide on reading skills. Reading or studying is purposeful. The way we read or study depends on our purpose in our everyday life. The main purpose of reading, however, is to obtain knowledge and to commit the salient points to memory. There are general effective strategies or techniques to reading, such as scanning through to find a book or a chapter, glancing through to get the gist, or searching for certain selected pages of information in the book. So as to how reading skills relates to effective communication in business, it is important in the sense that the business owner or employer and his customers need reading skills in order to be able to effectively communicate. The business owner needs to have proper reading skills. For example, business reviews. So the customers make use of your product and then give their reviews. Reading skills would enable you to be properly able to assess the information or reviews of the customers and then make your changes if necessary to the business.
My name is Fadebi and I'll be presenting this slide, which is writing skills. Writing skills is very essential in business communication. To effectively communicate with employees, customers, colleagues, bosses, and to convey ideas and information within the business environment, you need the writing skills and mixed other skills, which is memos, articles, emails, and so on. Many people in the corporate world think writing is an art or a talent, but in a real sense, you won't have to learn the skills in order to put up a good writing. Speaking about skills in writing, I'll be listing some skills. Number 1, you need to state your purpose, that is, understanding what you are writing and why you are writing it. Number 2, you need to use concise language to communicate your ideas clearly. Number 3, keeping your writing free from errors. Number 4, using simple formatting, for example, clean and professional font and sizing that can be easily read by the audience. Like the example in this slide. It's a well-written CV with the skills I mentioned earlier can be able to get you a new and a good job. Thank you.
My name is Olamide Bello, and I'll be presenting this slide. So I'll be talking about effective communication strategies. The first one is offering transparency. So transparency is one of the most effective communication strategies. Keeping information from your employees will make them think that something is wrong. They start to fill in the blanks, jump into conclusion, which leads to rumor, which affects the organization in a negative way. So by being open to your employees, you tend to gain their trust, and the trust can grow into loyalty, which in turn helps to create a positive work environment and also reduce labor turnover. So the second one is the use of active listening. The first thing to understand is the intent to understand. To understand the person you're having the conversation with. So you make sure you maintain eye contact with the person, eliminate any form of distraction, and avoid jumping into conclusions in the middle of the conversation. Wait until the person has finished talking before giving your opinions. The next one is consistency. Consistent, organized communication is more effective and reduces miscommunication. Regular newsletters, email updates on projects and meetings helps to set expectations. By being consistent, by using regular, consistent methods, your employees tend to know where to get information from when they need one. The next one is noticing non-verbal cues. Paying attention to non-verbal cues helps you to communicate better with your staffs. When communicating with a person, you might notice that the person is looking confused or does not seem to agree with whatever it is you are saying. So in that case, you should rephrase or try to communicate with the person in a way that the person understands. The next one is accepting of feedback. A strong business communication strategy relies on two-way communication, where the employer creates a company culture that helps the employees to share opinions freely. You shut down communication with your employees. You realize that you don't know what is going on in your organization, and you miss out on potential business ideas and opinions from your employees.
A business communication strategy is a comprehensive plan that outlines how an organization will communicate with its target audience. It usually involves identifying the audience, defining the purpose and objectives of the communication, and then determining the most effective channels to deliver the message. The strategy usually focuses on internal and external communication, which may be specific to a particular project. In internal communications, the target audience may be employees or it may be stakeholders of the organization. The purpose of internal communication is to involve employees about company policies or news or internal initiatives within the organization. While on the other hand, external communication strategy aim to communicate with external stakeholders, which may include the customers, the partners, or the investors, or even the media. The objective of external communication is to promote and build relationships between the stakeholders of the organization and the customers. A well-crafted business communication strategy should have a very clear and also measurable purpose. And it should also have a plan for achieving the desired outcomes. The plan in question should include a detailed analysis of the target audience, including their demographics, interests, and communication preferences. It should also identify key messages that the organization wants to communicate, the channels through which the message will be delivered, and the tactics that will be used to reach the target audience. The tactics in question may include traditional media channels such as TV, radio, and print, or even digital channels such as social media, email, and websites. Furthermore, the strategy should define the roles and responsibilities of various stakeholders involved in the communication process, including the communication team, subject matter, and other internal and external partners. Subject matter experts and other internal and external partners. Overall, a business communication strategy is an essential tool for any organization that wants to communicate effectively with its target audience. By outlining clear objectives, defining key messages, and identifying the most effective communication channels, an organization can ensure that its communication efforts are cohesive, consistent, and aligned with its business goals.
My name is Owa Grace, and I will be explaining the last slide and concluding for the purpose of this presentation. So the last slide is benefits of communication strategies. For the purpose of this slide, I will be explaining only 3 benefits of communication strategies to business. The first benefit is clarity. A business strategy / business plan has to be clear in order to pass across their message to customers or whoever they are talking to. Now, for a business strategy to be clear, they already have to plan beforehand, so they will not make mistakes or have any errors in passing across their messages across to whoever they are talking to. The next one is guided communication. Now, for example, when launching a product, a business have to have a plan beforehand on who their customers are going to be, who are the targets of whatever products they are presenting or selling to, what type of advertisements are they going to use in terms of advertising the products, who they are going to be communicating to in terms of the products. All these are guided communication, and for a business to have a guided communication, they have to have a plan. So they have to have a plan beforehand in order to pass across their message well. The third benefit is consistency. A business has to be consistent in the way they present or communicate with their customers. So customers are already familiar with the way the businesses talk, so customers will not be confused, or whoever they are talking to will not be confused in the manner in which these businesses speak. So they have to have a well-addressed or planned out routine on the way they speak to their customers. And if they need to adjust, they need to also update their customers on these new adjustments, so it won't be impromptu or just come at the customers like that. In conclusion, business communication skills and strategy are very important in business in assisting the business achieve their goals and objectives, which is at the end of the day profits, making profits for the business. Without business communication or effective business communication skills and strategy, they will lose customers. A business would lose customers based on the way they speak to their customers or address their customers. So companies should therefore invest in how they speak or in the manner in which they approach their customers to maximize their objective.